Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi, the World Guys from my channel. Today, we're going to talk about the Son of M miniseries. It's 6 issues long. It's the fallout from the House of M crossover. And the writer to this, his name is David Heim. We have art by Roy Allan. It's an interesting story. We have the fall of Quicksilver. So what we discover, spoilers, like if you haven't read the House of M, it's really good. So we discover that Quicksilver was responsible for the whole House of M situation. He was afraid the Avengers were going to kill his sister, the X-Men. And he sort of tricks her and forces her to create this utopia, perfect reality, to save her life. Obviously, everything goes south, and our heroes discover that Quicksilver was behind it. Magneto actually kills Quicksilver. Scarlet Witch brings him back. And then she utters the famous words, "No more mutants." Now, we're back into the main reality. Got Quicksilver. Sort of like in this Breaking Bad situation. Like things are going from bad to worse. He lost his mutant powers. He's really down on his luck. He's devastated that his plan to create this utopia went terribly. Here we start off actually with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to be really messed up after the House of M for a brief time, because there he had an idyllic life. He was married to Gwen Stacy. He had kids. The dude remembers everything, and he's devastated. Like, he doesn't know how to process it. He doesn't even know if he can tell Mary Jane about what happened. So he goes out on the streets to patrol it, do his normal superhero stuff. Got Quicksilver trying to think what the hell he's going to do. He doesn't have any powers anymore. Dealing with life at a normal speed is sort of like breaking him. Also, I think this is the first appearance of Johnny D, this really weird mutant that's going to be sort of like a villain in the X-Men 198 series, and then the X-Men Civil War tie-ins. So Quicksilver tries to go in and save this freaking messed up mutant, but obviously without powers, he gets jacked up pretty quick. Spider-Man also intervenes. Spider-Man confronts Quicksilver over everything that happened with the House of M. He's really pissed off. And what happens is, actually, Quicksilver decides to commit suicide. He jumps off a building, but at the last moment, Crystal jumps in, teleports him to Attilan, to the Inhumans' hidden city. And also, this series is going to put things into motion for the Inhumans that were sort of stagnant, because, spoilers again, Quicksilver is going to do stuff that's going to really mess up the Inhumans. This is going to get worse with the Secret Invasion, so the humans get pissed off, go out into space, conquer the Kree Empire. So they're going to get... Also, I forgot, we got the Silent War, where the Inhumans go up against the U.S. government because of things that transpire here. So things get changed up for the Inhumans and get pretty interesting. So Quicksilver is saved and cured in the Inhuman city. And what happens is that he wants his daughter to go through the Inhuman process with the Tears and Mist and become a proper Inhuman. But since his daughter, Crystal, is a mix between Inhuman and mutant, she can't go through the proper process. So Quicksilver gets really bent out of shape over this. Quicksilver actually gets tricked by another Inhuman who has a axe to grind against the royal family, to actually try to steal the Tears and Mist crystals, get his powers back, give powers to his daughter, because it's his right. So what happens is he goes into this chamber, steal the crystals, he gets his powers. His powers are different. Now he can time travel. Like, he can move so fast, he can go to the past. Later on, he's going to be able to make duplicates of himself. And obviously, this sort of drives him mad. During this time, not at this moment, but further down the line, he's going to become a straight-up villain, and we're going to discover he's actually also being manipulated by Maximus, Black Bolt's brother. Part actually is really, really vague, but what happens is he decides to steal the crystals, expose his daughter to it, and she's going to get these real weird powers that she can see people's auras and see the goodness in their hearts or the evil, and also give mental blasts and stuff like that. So after causing a whole mess on Attilan and stealing the Tears and Mist crystals, he goes to Earth to reawaken the mutants with the crystals. And another thing is now, without the proper amount of crystals, the Inhumans can't create more Inhumans. The machine that creates the mist itself doesn't work. So we, obviously, the Inhumans are going to try to hunt them down. They're really pissed off about the situation. Quicksilver actually decides to go to Genosha, expose all the depowered mutants to the crystals there. But what happens is that all these mutants, that it's sort of sad because here we get the bookend to the Excalibur series. There's this really weird Excalibur series that took place in Genosha. Had some really interesting characters. As that series ends, we get to see those characters here, like Freak Show and Wicked and Shola. And after this, I think we never see these guys again because they get exposed to the crystals. And obviously, the crystals weren't designed for humans. Like Quicksilver luckily didn't die. All these other characters, some of them start dying because their powers just go haywire. Later on, further down the line, we're gonna get the whole X-Men versus Inhumans. This is sort of retcon, and it's not that it messes with their powers. If they're exposed to the mist, they directly die, horrible deaths. Get this whole confrontation between the mutants of Genosha, the Inhumans, the U.S. government that also wants to get their hands on the crystals, and the U.S. government's able to get their hands and make a run for it. They keep it. This is going to sort of set up the whole situation for the Silent War, where the Inhumans go to war against the U.S. government. Quicksilver is going to be he's going to be sort of like the way he acts. He's going to act like a drug dealer, selling. Exposing mutants to the crystals very briefly so they can get the powers back but not die or make them go crazy. And he's going to be popping up in the X Factor series. And the Inhumans are going to go in that other direction. They're going to end up going into space after a couple of pretty interesting stories. So I'm going to leave this here. And I hope you guys, I do recommend it. Like, this one's leaving my collection, but I don't think it's a bad story. It's pretty interesting. I like the whole angle because Quicksilver and Namor always go crazy and become evil every 10 years. A lot of times it's not explained. They just flip out. At least here we sort of see that of evolution of Quicksilver into becoming a villain again in his falling of grace. It's better done than normal. And I find that pretty enjoyable. Like, I always feel bad for Quicksilver. He's like a second-rate Flash. Like, he's super fast, but like he's not even close on that level. There's runners that run much faster within the Marvel Universe itself. So I always feel bad for the character. Like, they never know what to do with him outside of being an overbearing brother and arrogant and an asshole all the time. Very similar to Namor and also to North Star. Like, that archetype is used way too much. So I'm going to leave this video here. I'm going to stop blabbering. See you guys next time. Bye.